Breaking the rules around reviews can lead to your seller account being suspended. That's why I recorded this video with Henson Wu, Amazon review expert and founder of Feedback Whiz. Watch this video to learn how to get more product reviews, but also prevent and deal with negative reviews. Most importantly, all of the strategies and tips in this video comply with Amazon's rules and terms of service. Okay, let's get started.
All right, so we will talk about product reviews and strategies on how to manage, acquire, and repair them. So right now, the topics we want to cover are how to acquire more product reviews within Amazon terms of service, and how to prevent getting negative product reviews, and how to identify and respond to product reviews. And then we'll talk about how Feedback Whiz software can help you guys do all these. So the first thing we'll talk about is not so much software related, but how to acquire more product reviews using product inserts, which is a strategy that actually all big name, brand name sellers use, is attaching either a 4x6 or a smaller card into their product. And what this does is, it's basically when a customer opens a product, they read it, and then you want to put some text inside, and from there it's basically asking them if they can leave a review. A lot of things that sellers tend to violate is, they try to ask to, please leave a review. In exchange, we'll give you like a 50% promo code or discount on your next product. These are all things against TOS, and Amazon has been heavily cracking down on these. So we suggest that sellers should not do this. And if you've been doing it, then it's best to remove it from your products, because a lot of sellers have been getting their accounts suspended because of this. And don't try to market or include links outside of Amazon. So if you ask them to leave a review, just give them directions on how to do it, or tell them to just contact you from the buyer-seller messaging system. So the most important things you should try to do is, just try to be personal in the insert card. Ask them if they're happy with the transaction. Give them a couple options. If they're happy, ask them if they can leave product review for you. If they're not happy, make sure you put the right contact link on how they can reach you to try to prevent from getting any negative product reviews. So these are probably the best things you guys can do. And of course, you guys can spend more time personalizing based on your product and your target audience. So the next best thing to do to get more product reviews is really through email automation. So most sellers have set up some kind of automated email sequence, but what sometimes they don't realize is how effective are these emails. When they go out, are people opening them? Are they even reading them? Sometimes you just have no insight at all, like how well these emails are doing. So some of the most important things, well, actually the most important thing with an email sequence is really your subject line, because that's the first thing that anyone will see when they read an email, is that subject line. If the subject line is a poor subject line, or just something that's not attractive, or even sometimes people use subject lines where it says, please leave me a product review. These are things that a lot of buyers may not open just because they don't want to deal with it, or they already know what it's about. So what you really want to do is track your email subject line open rate, and usually you want to have something in the 40 to 50% open rate. That's probably the best. That will actually most open rates are pretty low. Like some people have 15-20% open rates, but there's certain subject lines that you can get between 40 to 50% open rates. So some of the really good subject lines that we suggest buyers to write are things where it's very obscure, where it doesn't really describe too much about what the email is. So for example, it could be like, thank you regarding your Amazon order ID number, right? Something like that sounds really important, but at the same time, you don't know what it's about. So that's the most important thing is you want them to click on it and open the email, but at the same time, you don't want to mislead them either. So it's more like a psychological thing. And so yeah, we have, for example, we have some A/B testing tools where you can test, 5 different subject lines at once and see the open rates.
So Henson, the subject line should be almost something that piques the interest of the customer, right? Because everyone gets so many emails now, and it needs to be something that stands out maybe or looks important. Is that?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, some people put like emojis in there. Like sometimes emojis stick out, right? Because most subject lines are just text. So if you had an emoji subject line, then it sticks out from the other subject lines.
Yeah,
those are also important. Like that could be an important thing you could throw in there. Or yeah, I mean, based on what we've seen, with what I've used in the past, are just really generic subject lines that tell you it's about the Amazon order, but it doesn't tell you what it's about. So it's kind of like you have to open it to find out, because it could be regarding something like maybe you're not going to get the product, or there's an issue. So people will open those kind of things rather than, hey, thank you for purchasing from XYZ store. Please leave me a product review. I mean, those subject lines are probably less effective in what we've seen.
What's interesting about this, let's say you have a 10% boost in open rate. If you extrapolate that over a year, that can be a lot of extra product reviews, right? And that can have a significant boost to your ranking and sales. So it might seem like, 20%, 40%, it's not that different. But really, over the long term, this can have a major impact on your reviews.
Yeah, definitely. And, if they don't open it, then you can have zero chance to get a review, right? Pretty much. They're not going to leave you one. So that's why it's the most important thing is really the subject line. The second most important thing is after they open it. So let's talk about email body content. So, once they open the email, studies show that, most users have about 2 to 3 seconds to grab their attention before they, wander off or close their email. So you want to be, you want to send them a message immediately. So either it's got to be, like a picture, or you don't want to just write a block of text. Like a lot of sellers just write a block of text, and people just see that and they just don't want to read it just because people are lazy. They don't have time. It's 2018, so everything has to be very fast, right? So strategies are like, you want to put in like pictures, animated GIFs, emojis, like you want to capture attention right away. So instead of like, writing thank you for your purchase order, you can throw in a picture like of an animated GIF from like jiffy.com with keyword like thank you, right? It could be a picture of, I think there was one with like Macaulay Culkin, or like, just some celebrity, right? It captures their attention right away. And the more pictures you put in, the less words you use, it's actually more effective because they'll actually go through and read it. And if you can like, even crack a smile out of them, or, make them feel like they're kind of special, personalized, there's a really good chance that they're going to respond and leave you a review because you've taken the effort to connect with them, so they'll connect with you. So really important thing is you really want to craft your email based on your audience. So not just there's generic templates that you can always use, generic text, but you really got to feel like what kind of product you're selling. If you're selling products like baby products, you want to probably the buyers are more like moms, right? So you want to have something more to connect with them. Maybe pictures of babies crying. If you're selling dog products, of course you want to put things with like cute puppies or cats, things like that. So really think about your product and who your audience is, and try to craft your email around being personalized with them. So that's how you can increase your review rate. Go ahead.
Across, I would guess even beyond getting a review, that's going to start to help people think of your brand differently, right? So they're going to think, oh, this is a really cool brand. Let me go and check out, what other products they have, or the next time they need to buy that particular product, they'll think immediately of you. So there's a commercial impact here as well to building that personal connection.
Definitely. Yeah. It's all about branding right now. So the more products you have, You want repeat buyers, you want repeat customers coming back. So yeah, that's a very great point. Great point. So the other thing that we've also suggest our users is you want to put multiple review links within the email, but not, it's kind of like people like to click on the email, right? Sometimes you put a really small text link, they might not know to click it. So you can put a review link on the picture, so make the picture clickable as a review link, or you can put a please leave us a product review link as a text, or you can even put in like the Amazon 5 stars as like, it almost seems like they're gonna fill in the 5 stars. So those are all strategies to try to increase the probability of them, leaving a review. So you want to try to put multiple links, but not make it look too crazy, right? So it's those are some good tips how to get more product reviews from email automation. So another subject that a lot of sellers don't realize is how to prevent negative reviews. Like everyone wants to be like, oh, how do I get more positive reviews? But now, because Amazon recently cracked down, they've applied this like 6 to 8 product review limit on a lot of products. They're probably going to change that method, but because of that, it's negative reviews have a much greater impact now than before. So you can't dilute them with positive reviews, right?
Just to clarify, you said there's a maximum number of reviews for new products. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, so what happened in the last couple of months is there's been a crackdown at Amazon. So Amazon has stopped, basically prevented some ASINs from even getting any reviews. So sometimes they see, hey, this ASIN's gotten a lot of incentivized review in the past. Now we're going to block all reviews. So they can't even get any reviews. Okay. Some of products can only be left 6 to 8 reviews. So there's a hard cap on how many reviews you can get.
Wow.
And there's been a lot of outbursts on, these new enforcements, and it's not fair to some sellers with products, when they sell like 1,000 units a day and they can only get 6 to 8 reviews. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. So I think hopefully Amazon's gonna probably change it. But in the meantime, right now, the negative reviews have a much higher impact, than before. So what you really want to do is try to prevent the negative reviews. So one way to do it is you have to have a really powerful email sequence set up. So what you really want to do is you want to send an email out as soon as the order gets shipped. So I know Amazon sends out an email already, telling you order's been shipped. But as a seller, the best thing you can do is you can also send out an email on your side. And this email, basically what you want to do is you want to provide some value to the customer on your product. So you can either attach like a PDF file, instruction, how to use it, tips, care instructions, or even some people upload a video onto Amazon.com photos, which is hosted by Amazon. And then it's kind of like a tutorial on how to use a product. So that has a lot of value too, and something different that, a lot of sellers have never used before. And you can also provide like tracking information, or put best thing is also put a contact us button on the bottom. And that's the most important thing, because if there's anything wrong with the product, you basically want to tell the customer, please reach out to us before you leave a negative review, because we're going to do whatever we can to fix the issue. So it's really sending this first email out is a way to prevent getting any negative reviews in the beginning. And then of course you can send out a second or third email. Usually right now people use 3 email sequences, but some people just prefer sending 2. So the second email can go out after the product's been delivered. And people ask, oh, how many days should I send out that email, and when should I send it out? It really depends on what kind of product you're selling. So for example, if you're selling like a cell phone case or like a Bluetooth speaker, I mean, these are things that people can basically open out of the box, use right away, and then leave your review within a day or 2. But if you're selling like vitamin supplements, or something that requires the user to spend more time to evaluate, then you probably want to wait like 14 days, 30 days, 60 days, whatever it is. There's no time restriction on when you can leave a product review. You can leave a product review anytime after purchase. Unlike seller feedback, you only get 60 days. So you really want to tweak when you want to solicit that product review email is really important. You don't want to send it out right when they get it if you're selling a product that requires, a few days to build or test out, because it's unlikely that they're even going to review it, right, without knowing anything about it.
That's a good
so those are some tips on how to set up that second email to not only prevent negative reviews, but to try to get a positive review. So now I want to talk about how to respond to negative reviews. So now let's say you got a negative review for your product. Like what should you do? So first thing a lot of sellers don't realize is that when someone leaves you a negative review on the Amazon website, there's a button on the bottom that you can respond to. So you can respond to every single review. So what we recommend is any negative review that you get, you should always respond with your manufacturer's name, and then write a message to them saying, hey, we're sorry about your experience. We'll do whatever we can to fix it for you. Maybe you can say, please email or contact us with your order number, and we'll take care of you, something like that. So what this first of all does is it shows that you guys actually care about your product, you're monitoring your reviews, and you're trying to provide good customer service, right? And then it also shows that when other new buyers that come in and look at your reviews, they're going to see, hey, this company cares about their product, right? They're responding to negative reviews. It gives them more confidence to buy your product. Because of the last few years, how there's been all this fake review flood coming in, buyers have become more smart about how to buy a product. So for example, instead of reading positive reviews, they'll filter and read the negative reviews first, right? So when I read a negative review and it, every review says, oh, this product is not good, or maybe it's not something to do with the product, but maybe just like something small, right? But if the seller is actually responding to each of these and showing that, hey, we're going to replace the product, or we're going to fix the problem for you, it's going to provide tremendous confidence for future buyers. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm just going to buy it just because, I know if something goes wrong, they're going to take care of it. So it's a huge benefit to respond to every negative review.
Yeah, that's actually funny you say that, because anytime I buy a product online, that's immediately what I do. I look at the 1-star and 2-star reviews, because that's where you find the real information. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, most products, if it's a solid product, you're going to get a fair share of them, like 5-10% is possible. But if that 5-10% is somehow spun off to be positive about your product, meaning that, if they revise a review or something like that, it could help your product a lot. So that's how you stand out between everyone else that has 4.5 stars with, 500 reviews. It's really, you want to respond to those negative reviews. So the second method is you can directly email the reviewer. Now, our software can help you find who that person is, but you guys can figure that out later. But we'll talk about how to engage this conversation. So what you want to do is you want to offer a full refund or replacement in that email right away. You don't want to ask anything else. Just make it super short, simple, be sorry about it. Say, we're sorry that you had a bad experience or something wrong with your product. We're going to give you a full refund or replacement. Please let us know what you would like, right? So that would engage in conversation with them right away. And if they respond, you want to just, take immediate action. If they don't respond, then, there's not much you can do, right, from that point. But at least you give yourself an opportunity to fix this review, right? So what a lot of sellers do is they send out this email, they get a response, they either give them a refund or replacement, and then, maybe, a few days later, you can follow up with them one more time and, just ask them, if everything's good now, if you're fully satisfied, you just want to thank them for, writing a product feedback for you, and, let them know that your company stands behind, quality of the product, customer service, and, product reviews can help provide insight to, new customers. So it's kind of like a way to indirectly hint them, please realize that I spend my time to fix your problem, but if you can somehow, relay that we've, provided the service in your product review, it's an indirect way to stay within TOS. Like you never want to just be like, hey, please update your review or please remove your review. I'm going to send you a new product. Like that's how you get your account suspended. But if you take action first and then send them an indiscreet email saying that, hey, I'm trying to grow as a brand, or I'm a small business, family owned, whatever. These are things that can help sway their decision to update the review. And
that's really nicely worded, Henson. I'm gonna take that one myself, because it is a tricky thing to write that to a customer without crossing the line and breaking TOS. So
exactly, yeah. You want to be very careful what you write, because every email that you send out is logged by Amazon. So you want to stay within that TOS zone. So this is not TOS because you're providing customer support. So everyone benefits in this case. So quickly, we could talk about how Feedback Whiz, our software, can help you guys. So we talked about email campaigns, we talked about sequences, response reviews. So some of the things that we can do is we can create very powerful email templates for you guys. It's an HTML editor. You can build a template somewhere else, paste the code inside. If you look at the bottom here, I just provide an example of a clean template that you can build. It's very simple. Looks very professional, right? You can throw whatever you want in there. And the template on the right here is animated GIFs. So these actually move right now. So, they don't move in this picture, but in the real life, you can copy and paste directly from Jiffy.
Wow.
These are ways how you can talk to them in pictures rather than words. So you can have get a personalized connection with them to increase your, review rate percentage. So some of the features that we have is, we can target repeat buyers. You can do item promotions, people who left you 5-star feedback, didn't leave your product review. You can automate all these type of processes. You can send out emails specific times of the day. You can send them immediately, or you can choose how many days after. Open rates, you can see hey, I'm sending 1,000 emails and my open rate is 10%. Why is it only 10%, right? So now we have an A/B split testing tool where now you can test, up to 5 different subject lines at once, and you'll split them up in an even percentage. And then you can come back after a week or two and see, hey, this subject line A has a 50% open rate, or subject line B has a 20% open rate. And right away you'll know that, hey, I should be using subject line A more often. So you can tweak your campaigns to increase, open rates. So these are some of the tools that we have to help you guys with email automation. Of course, we have a lot of other features too, but you guys can just sign up, free 30-day trial, check it out. In terms of product review management, what we can do is we can grab all your product reviews, any ASINs you want, either your inventory, your competitors' ASINs. We load them all into one screen for you so you can see them come in live. Or you can group them by ASIN. So you can actually, I don't have the screenshot here, but there's a group mode here. If you click on this, you can expand and read all your product reviews at once. And of course, you can filter 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars. There's a lot of features here. The best feature we actually have is we can actually match the product review to the buyer. So if you see a green link symbol like this, what it tells you is our system has detected this pen name matches one of your orders. So we don't use a guessing game using hey, this is based on this item, this pen name matches this buyer name. It's not that way. We do it through code. So it's 100% guaranteed.
Yeah, that's really valuable, because as a seller, there's been a number of times where I get a negative review from, let's say, Batman 1234 on Amazon, and then you go into your order dashboard on Amazon. Okay, there's no one called Batman 1234 here, obviously, because they use their real name when they're buying the product, but a funny name for the review. So it's nice to have that feature there, so you can make sure you immediately identify the people who've left a negative review and you can contact them immediately.
Exactly, yeah. So we made it really easy too. So there's an action button here. You click on it and then you can click the contact customer. And what it'll do is it'll preload all the information of that order, their name, the product they bought, using variables, and then you can send them a email right away. And then you can track, of course, our system, you can track every email that goes out, every email that's about to go out. So you can always see, hey, I've already responded to this review. I've sent them a refund or a replacement request email already. So so this is one of the most powerful tools that we have, is this review manager and ability to automatically link and connect the review to the order directly. And I want to thank you, David, for hosting this great video. So we've offered all your subscribers at AMZ Europe. So everyone gets a free 30-day trial, and then you get 50% off your first month subscription. And you can directly do this through our website, feedbackwhiz.com/AMZ Europe.
Awesome. Henson, I think that was really good. A lot of valuable nuggets for people to take away. As you mentioned, reviews are getting harder and harder to get, and as a result of that, negative reviews have an even bigger impact. So a lot of great takeaways here, and guys, I definitely recommend you check out Henson's software here. I think it's the best in the market for this, for product review management and feedback management. So definitely recommend you check it out. And finally, just thanks to you, Henson. Really appreciate you putting this together.
You're very welcome. Yeah, thanks a lot for spending time with us, and good luck to everybody selling on Amazon. Wish you guys the best.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.